going on, everybody? Once again, it's your man, Cigar Mick, man. I'm puffing in and coming at you live right now from Sugar Daddy's Cigar Lounge right here in North Las Vegas, Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's Vegas Cigar Week, y'all. You know what I mean? It's Vegas Cigar Week. We just kicking it off, man. We out here getting ready to get started, man. But right now, I have the distinct pleasure of sitting with my man, Michael, man, from J.C.Newman Cigars, man. Mike, how's it going, bud?
Excellent. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
It is a pleasure to have you on, man. We want to learn more. I know our viewers, we want to learn a lot more about J.C.Newman Cigars, man. I understand it's like the oldest family-owned, cigar brand in the country, right? Am I right?
Yeah. So J.C.Newman Cigar Company was started in 1895.
Oh my goodness.
And J.C.Newman is still owned 127 years later by the Newman family.
Is that right?
So it's the oldest family-owned cigar manufacturer in the United States.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
In fact, I'll tell you something kind of interesting.
Yeah,
when we started in 1895, there were 10,000 cigar manufacturers in the United States of America.
Okay.
10,000.
Wow.
There's only one that is still owned by the original family.
Is that right?
Yeah, the rest of all consolidated, been bought out, closed, went out of business. We're the last from that generation.
Well, that's saying a lot, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys have a product, right, that is appreciated. It's definitely well known. Right?
Yeah.
You'd be hard pressed not to find a J.C.Newman cigar, man. Right? You just don't see one.
Yeah, our real claim to fame, amongst other things, is we have such a wide portfolio of cigars. Yeah. So we make everything from machine-made cigars that are made on antique machines in Tampa, Florida, in our historic factory, all the way to something like a Quorum, which is the #1 selling bundle cigar in the world,
yes,
to Brick House and Perla Del Mar, which is what we're smoking, exactly. Perla Del Mar, all the way up to Diamond Crown,
wow,
Julius Caesar and Maximus, which are made by our partners Arturo Fuente in the Dominican Republic.
Really?
Yeah. So we really have this incredible portfolio of cigars. There's a Newman product for everybody at every price.
Outstanding, outstanding. Listen, let me borrow your lighter real quick, because you saw I'm struggling just a little bit here. So yeah, the Perla Del Mar, and again, I think most people starting out, right, when they're first getting into the cigar game, I noticed that a lot of people kind of marry, or they kind of gravitate to the Quorums,
yeah,
right, as an entry level type of cigar,
absolutely,
right. But again, man, one of some of my favorites actually are the Julius Caesar, all of the Maximus is probably one of my biggest favorites, but the Diamond Crowns as well, and then I noticed you had one that was the Black
Diamond.
Now that one I haven't found yet.
Yeah, so Diamond Crown is actually a really interesting story. J.C.Newman's son, Stanford Newman, so that was our second generation.
Okay.
When Stanford was about 80 years old, he went to his partners, the Fuente family, and he said, I have a vision in my mind for what I think would be the greatest cigar, and before I die, I would love to see this come to life.
Okay.
And Stanford said, I really don't care what they cost, I don't care how many we sell, I just want to make the best, and this is the vision I have. And that was the original Diamond Crown, which at that time was a very thick cigar. They're all 54 ring gauge.
Okay.
Now you have to remember, back in those days, most cigars were 46, 48, 50 was considered a thick cigar.
Absolutely.
So a whole line of 54 ring gauge cigars was pretty incredible. Also, it has a really unique Connecticut shade wrapper.
Okay.
Real USA grown Connecticut. It's double fermented, and it just is the highest quality. Okay? But as years went along, Diamond Crown was a hit, but suddenly people wanted something that was richer and more flavorful and spicier.
Yeah.
So that's when they came out with the Maximus, which has an Ecuadorian sun-grown wrapper. And it's actually the very top priming off the plant, so it's the darkest, oiliest, richest wrapper. A lot of people think it's Maduro because it looks so dark, but in fact it's sun-grown. It's a very, very dark, ripe sun-grown. And that was extremely successful. In fact, when we launched Maximus, Cigar Aficionado picked it as the #4 cigar in the world that year. Yeah. And then a few years after that, we decided to come to market with the Julius Caesar.
Okay.
And the Julius Caesar was the first cigar that was named after the founder, J.C.Newman.
Got you.
Yeah. In fact, if you look at the band on a Julius Caesar cigar, you would think it's the Roman Emperor. It's actually J.C.Newman.
Right.
Yeah.
Trivia for you.
Yeah, we'll have a little fun with that one.
I like that, man. That's something I had no idea, right?
Yeah.
I always associated with the Emperor.
That's right. That's right, but actually it's J.C.Newman, and that cigar, the Julius Caesar, was again picked in the top 25 by Cigar Aficionado, and Cigar and Spirits magazine picked it as the #1 cigar in the world 2 years ago.
What a run, man.
It's an incredible cigar.
That's outstanding. What a run.
But the Black Diamond that you asked about, that's kind of the rarest of them all. Very limited distribution. It has a very unique wrapper that we don't use on any other cigar. And right now we're in sort of a transition phase. So we're going to relaunch the Black Diamond in new boxes, made in the brand new state-of-the-art Arturo Fuente box factory, new bands, and it's going to be an incredible relaunch. So you got to look for that. That's going to hit the market before the end of the year.
To look for, and if you like me and you know somebody, then you might be able to get your hands on one of those kind of early, right?
That's it.
I'm going to keep your information after this interview.
That's it. I'll put a note in the book.
I appreciate it. Now, you mentioned Arturo Fuente, right?
Yes.
Can you explain the relationship a little bit between J.C.Newman and Arturo Fuente?
So as I mentioned, J.C.Newman was founded in 1895. Arturo Fuente was actually founded in 1912, and again, owned by the Fuente family for this entire time. Now 110 years. 4 generations of the Fuente family, and they really have become not only the leading family-owned cigar manufacturer in the world, but the largest privately owned cigar manufacturer in the world. And they make cigars of unparalleled quality, consistency, and flavor. And so in the 1980s, the Fuentes and the Newmans, that were both based in Tampa, Florida at that time, came together and formed a partnership. And they have been partners ever since. The Fuentes make for the Newman family, the Diamond Crown brands I mentioned, also Cuesta Rey, also La Unica, right? The Newmans distribute the Arturo Fuente cigars in the United States. We have a partnership for our sales team. And we've created a children's charity called the Cigar Family Charitable Foundation. And the Fuente and Newman families pay for all of the overhead costs 50-50 out of pocket. So every dollar that we raise for the children's charity, 100% goes directly to the kids in the Dominican Republic, which is quite unheard of in today's world. You hear all these stories about charities where 25, 30, 40% goes to overhead. 0% goes to overhead for our charity. All the money goes to the kids, and the Newmans and the Fuentes pay for all the overhead.
That's awesome, man. So how do individuals who just like in these consumers, how do they participate in the foundation?
There's 2 ways. So one thing we do every year that's really cool is the Newmans and Fuentes donate 2 very special cigars. Last year they were sharks. Are you familiar with the shark shirt? So it was a Fuente Opus X shark, and it was a Diamond Crown Julius Caesar shark.
Thank you.
And we put them in a special 2-pack box, and we donate those to our retailers. Our retailers sell them, and the money that's generated is given directly to the kids.
See, now I'm familiar. Now it's making sense. I've seen these 2-pack boxes. I've actually purchased them before. Never even knew I was supporting children in the Dominican Republic by doing so. I was just getting like, hey, here's a couple of great cigars that I like, and I purchased it for that reason. But that's great.
The other thing you can do is go to our website, which is cigarfamilycharitablefoundation.org, and you can read all about what we've done down there. It's all a legitimate 501c3 corporation, and basically, when we created the Fuente Opus X farm, which we call Chateau Fuente, that farm is in a very remote part of the Dominican Republic. They had no electricity, no clean drinking water, and only one school for 9 little villages to all share. So most of the kids were not going to school in any kind of organized way. 25 years later, we have a school, a hospital, a high school, a technical facility, and all of the communities decide which kids go to the school. It's really incredible, and we're so proud. We now have people that have graduated from the school and become doctors.
Is that right?
Yeah. The woman that runs the school was a former student who graduated, got her degree in education, and came back to give back to the school. It's an incredible story.
That is a very incredible story. All coming from the power of this leaf right here.
100%.
That is, that's just awesome, so to speak. So again, you're here today, right, in this week to support Vegas Cigar Week. And we're definitely happy to have you. My understanding is you're going to be holding a workshop a little later.
Right, so we're doing 2 events this week. Tonight is a J.C.Newman workshop, or a Cigars 101, where I get a chance both for newer smokers and also for advanced smokers to kind of learn more about cigars, maybe get their questions answered. Even the most veteran cigar smoker that's been doing it their whole life has always got that one question they never could get answered. And hopefully I'll be able to assist with that tonight. And then tomorrow we're doing an Arturo Fuente event where we're featuring Arturo Fuente cigars, and we brought some very special cigars that can go on sale tomorrow.
Outstanding. Outstanding. So tell me a little bit about this Perla del Mar, right?
Yeah.
This Corojo right here. And
yeah, so the Perla del Mar Corojo is our newest Nicaraguan cigar.
Okay.
J.C.Newman has one of the largest factories in Nicaragua.
Yeah.
It's called Pensa, okay? And we make Brickhouse, Perla del Mar, Quorum, El Baton, and a bunch of other cigars there.
Okay.
This was our first cigar that's box pressed, and the first time we've used an authentic Corojo wrapper, which, as you can tell, is a very powerful, rich wrapper.
Absolutely.
Combining that with Nicaraguan filler, it's a cigar that really is very rich and flavorful. But because we use aged filler tobacco, it's not bitter, it's not harsh.
Gotcha.
It's just rich, but it's also smooth. It's kind of like a red wine, like a Cabernet, you know, or a Merlot. It's that really deep, rich flavor, but it's also very approachable.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm very much, I'm enjoying this very much.
I'm glad you like it.
A wonderful cigar here. I highly recommend, that if you haven't tried this one yet, that you go out and find this. One of the places I know where you'll be able to find it is right here at Sugar Daddy's.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're in Las Vegas area, make sure you come out here. Holler at Jeff, man. Holler at his aficionado Curtis over there, man, and he'll be able to walk you through there to be able to find this one as well. That's awesome, man. That's really great. I appreciate having you. What else do you want our viewers to know before we
Well, I think the big news, the exciting news, is our factory in Tampa, Florida, which is called El Rey Low, after the clock tower. So it's a historic factory. It's over 100 years old. We just got done with a multi-million-dollar remodeling of the factory, and we now have incredible tours. So if you want to come and see a cigar factory working, you want to see cigars being handmade, you can come to Tampa, Florida. Maybe you're taking your family to Orlando, right?
Yeah.
You just take the 45-minute drive over to Tampa, come to Ybor City, which is the cigar capital of America.
Yes.
Come to the J.C.Newman factory and you get a professional tour. We have a museum of our 120-year history. We have a tour. We see cigars being made. We have a gift shop that sells all things that are made by local Tampa craftsmen. It's really a great experience. And again, you don't have to go all the way to Nicaragua or the Dominican to do it. You can do it right here in the United States.
That's awesome, man. And I think that's a bucket list item for anybody, who's really into this cigar culture.
Yeah.
So I actually had an interesting story. I got into a debate some years ago with a good buddy of mine who's from Tampa.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that Tampa was like the cigar capital.
Undisputed.
And I argued him down, like, no way in the world, man, that Tampa is putting out more cigars than, all of these other places and what have you. But absolutely.
So I'll set the record straight on that.
Yeah.
So what happened is basically between about 1890 and about 1935, 1940, the cigar business in Tampa flourished to the point where there were more cigars made in Tampa, Florida, in Ybor City, than anywhere else in the world. More cigars made in Tampa than made in Cuba.
Wow.
Okay? An incredible American history of cigar making there.
Yeah.
And then one by one, as manufacturers moved to other countries, Tampa sort of lost that position of dominance.
Okay.
But J.C.Newman still has a factory operating there. We're the last ones.
Outstanding.
And we're very proud of it. The whole community rallies around the factory.
Yes.
And we invite anyone to come on down and take a tour.
Well, you'll definitely see me down there. Actually, I'm planning a vacation down there this summer.
Oh, great. We'll set that up for you.
So I definitely want to come by there and check out the factory.
You got it.
That's awesome.
We'd love to have you.
Michael, I appreciate everything, man.
Absolutely my pleasure.
Thanks for having me. With Puff a Minute, man. Again, guys, this is your man, Cigar Mick. This is Puff a Minute, guys. Remember, we are not just blowing smoke, and we'll see you soon. Peace.